So where are we? Yes, so let me open this class as well. PPT. This PPT is always helpful, as we progress in our class. I just try to build whatever we are doing, and later on it becomes our reference point for our class. You can convert this PPT into PDF as well if you want. We can. All right, so let's go to AWS console. Are you able to see my screen, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, I have also upgraded my Microsoft team. So I hope that there will not be any glitches today. If it happens, I've seen the but it was just minor, I think a second or 2 seconds, couple of seconds basically.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess it's still the same, Subodh.
Glitch is happening today also, is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I think this is most likely with my internet connection. Okay, most likely. But since I've not tried any other mechanism like Zoom or so I don't know whether it's something else also. But problem with the Zoom is that I don't have the subscription, so we can go for only 1 hour session, so that will not help. Anyway, so are you able to see my screen, right? Just trying to log in. What's happening here? Let me just open a few more things here. Even the ping is not that great. So what's happening? Is my internet connection not great? So properties. Not on the metered one. I'm on the 5 gigahertz, which is good, and my signal is also good only. Yes, there are drops here, but I don't know. Yeah, signal is good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So next week I will probably shift to the different room, so we're closer to the router. That might probably help me. Yeah. All right. So what's happening? Why this is not able to log in? Okay, this is. So as I said, I stopped the instance. Okay, so this is where I've saved the information of the servers. So let's see what IP we get today. Of course, the password will not change of the Windows machine. Public IP will change. Okay, so let's open two windows, DTC window and ECT window. Okay. So let's start the 3 instances. So one Windows server, two Amazon Linux servers. Okay, let's go to here and where are we? So these are stopped, right? So let's start them one by one. So one is two is public subnets, right? So they will have the public IP address, and one instance was in the. Did anybody say anything? So it's saying pending. Let's see that. First of all, let's see what is the IP address they're getting now in the public domain, and after that we'll try to connect. Okay, so obviously it will not connect because I have removed the internet gateway. Okay, so let's see this one first. So RDP server. So we are now getting this public IP address. So let me record in my file here. So previous IP address was 13. So it is changed now again to 18 something. Public subnet Linux, its IP address is now 35 dot something. Previously it was 18 dot something. So yeah, so let's see. Okay, let's see if I am able to connect first of all. So I should not be because I have. So let's do the RDP. So yesterday we connected with 13, so that's changed now. Okay, so let's connect. So it should not connect ideally. Yeah, so it's not connecting. Okay, so second thing I did yesterday, I said, was I removed the internet gateway, right? So if I go my diagram again here, here, so I've removed this component. Okay, so this component I need to recreate, and I will keep the same name which was there yesterday, WPV IGW1. Okay, so there's no internet gateway. The reason I removed it, basically it won't incur me any charges, but sometimes you never know, sometimes these people have the hidden things as well. Okay, so WPV, which is web production VPC, okay, hyphen IGW hyphen 1, first y. Okay, this is what, and name is this, so name tag again, just to make sure that WPV IGW1. Okay, so I'm creating it again. So by just creating it, it won't work yet, because I need to update the routing table, because routing table must have removed this thing right from the. So first of all, we need to attach it with the VPC. So let's go to the action and attach to the VPC, because we have only one VPC, so we will attach to that same VPC again. Okay. Now you go to the routing table. So it will still not connect, because routing table is not there. Okay. So let's do the routing table here. So routing table we are concerned. So you remember which routing table we are talking about, the public subnet or private subnet routing table?
Public.
Public one, right? Good. So this had the default route 000. See, it is saying black hole now. Remember? Because yesterday's IGW has been removed. So let's update it. So let's see whether it will allow me to update on the new IGW. So yeah, this is old IGW. So let's update this to the new IGW here. Okay, correct. And let's save it. And what happens? So yeah, it is showing me active now. Okay, and let's see now, and I should be able to RDP. So I can RDP, right? Create and password is Windows machine password. Okay. So a few more things I want to show you today before I move to the other VPC creation and the VPC peering. Okay. So yesterday we tried to private subnet server, right, from the Windows machine. So instead of Windows machine, we will do it from the Linux machine today, and we will also configure telnet, how the telnet works basically. Okay. So yeah, we are here. So first try from here. Okay. Let's see if I'm able to connect to my private. This is my private 1.1.29, correct? And let's see if I'm able to connect. I should be able to connect. So let's go to putty first. So it won't connect first of all, because I have not provided the what certificate, remember? So I need to provide the certificate first. Okay, so certificate, if you remember yesterday we had the certificate here downloaded in the download folder. So you remember that putty certificate is the ppk file, correct? So that ppk file was there. So now I should be able to connect it. Yeah, I can connect it now. Private subnet server, Linux server, which is in my diagram. I'm on this server now. Okay, so I connected over the internet via IGW to public subnet, and within that public subnet, this public subnet one, I connected to RDP to this server, and from this jump server I have connected to this server. Okay, now what I will do today, I will SSH to this machine. Okay, so I can make this also jump server, right? So, and from here, and after that I will do telnet, then we will move to the VPC peering. Okay, so let's come out of this RDP server now. I mean RDB server I'm there, but let's just come out from the what's happening. Yeah, okay, so I'm good. All right, so let's minimize this. Okay, so now I want to SSH to this machine, Linux server in the public subnet. Okay, so let's grab the public IP address first of all. Okay, and see if I can connect from my laptop. Okay, yesterday, if you remember, I save this file, then this key will be there. Okay, if I save the session, okay, but I can change the IP address. Okay, so I don't need to define that authentication credentials of that PPK file or the certificate again and again. Okay, so it can be saved as well. Okay, so let's save it. I mean, let's connect it now. Okay, so I should be able to connect. So accept, and I should be able to connect EC2 user, and I'm there. Got it. So in this diagram, which server I'm on? I'm on this server, correct? So I'm this server, right? So from this server, how do I connect to private server? So if I try to connect, let's say SSH to 10.1.1. Whatever the IP address. So we need to know the IP address is right. 29. Yeah, 29. So I'll get the prompt, but not even the prompt now because permission denied because certificate. Now, how do I get the certificate and what is the command basically to connect through a Linux machine to another Linux machine through SSH? Okay. Yesterday we did it through the Windows machine. So Windows machine is easier to do, right? Linux machine is little bit tricky. So let's try to do. First of all, let's see directory where I'm. First see which folder I'm on. So whenever you connect to your home folder, right? Like your Windows, you go to user and your username. That folder you go. Likewise in the Linux also they have the same structure. So you go to root folder. From the root folder you go to the subfolder. Okay. So if I do this command pwd, it's not a password, it's a print working directory. So which knowledge for you. So I am in the slash, first slash, right? This is called the root folder, not the root account, root folder. And after that, I'm in the home folder. See, all the users I will create, they will have their own username. So I am in this folder now. So, okay. So I can change also. So let's say I go back. So I am now in the home folder, this folder, parent folder. So I do. So directory command doesn't work here. It works the so directory command. So some Linux have incorporated because people come from the Windows background, but generally that's not a right command. So right command is always the list ls command, list directory. Okay, ls minus l. So you will see a list. Okay, so you see that blue color. So blue means it's a folder denominated by D. D means directory. Okay. If it is not a D, that means it's a file. If it is a D and blue, then it's a folder. Okay. Then if you see here EC2 user and EC2 user. So one is the user, one is a group. Okay. The permissions. So this is the permission. So this user has read, write, and X mean execute. So read, write, execute permission. So all other users, so 3.3 dash have no permissions. Okay, so user has permission, group doesn't have permission, and the other users don't have any permissions. Okay, so in the home directory there is only one folder. That means there is only one user right now present in this machine. Okay, so what we are going to do now, so we are going to bring that PEM file. You remember this is not a putty. I mean, the client here is not a putty client. It's a native client which accept the PEM file instead of the PPK file. So our goal, first of all, to bring that PEM file from my laptop machine. Okay. So from anywhere I can get it. So let me see if I have in this machine, Windows machine, that PEM file or not. I think yesterday I did PEM file as well, right? If I go to document, so no, PPK file. So I did not bring the PEM file is also there. Okay. So my goal right now is to move this, to copy this file to that Linux machine, public subnet Linux machine. Okay, so let's do that, and I'll show you how you can do that. Okay, so let's first of all let's go to the command prompt. Let's create a CMD here, shortcut. I can copy from my laptop also, by the way, but I'm just showing you this thing. Okay, so let's go to command prompt. Okay, all right. So let's go to the download folder. So our file is in the download folder, cd slash, and you notice that it was forward slash. So there's a difference as well. Okay. Okay. No, it's not actually download. Is not a downloads. Oh, actually, it's in the user. Sorry, my mistake. Okay. So I go to cd. You can say, I don't know, username or user. Okay, that's not working. Okay, let's go to the. Okay, let's go to the. Let's go out. Out. Okay, so we go to users folder. Okay, and then I go to administrator folder. Then I go to the download folder. Okay, download folder is here. Okay, so this file keypair.pem is here. Okay, this file, all the files are here. Okay, so my goal is to copy this file from this Windows machine to Linux machine in the public subnet. Okay, first of all, because without this certificate I cannot connect from that Linux to the private subnet Linux machine. Okay, so how do I copy that? So there are various commands. I don't know which one this will accept here. Let's try. So there is one command, PSCP. Oh, it's working, PSCP. So let's do the PSCP command. It's basically Putty's own command for the secured copy. You know the SCP command, you might have heard that, right? Secured copy. It's a Putty's secured copy command. So SCP command I can use as well, but I'm using the Putty's command, PSCP. So what option I need to give? So I need to give option is number one is basically, so I need to define the username, host, source or source and source file name, and destination and target name. Okay, so first of all let's see my this IP I'm trying to connect. Okay, private IP of the Linux server from here. Okay, so let's do this, and also I need to specify the username. So let's do this, PSCP. Okay, let's make it a little bit bigger here. PSCP secured copy command, PSCP. Okay, source file. So what was my source file? Keypair.pem file. So this file I'm trying to copy to the other Linux machine, and that Linux machine I have to connect through the what is that called, username. So EC2 user @ private IP of that Linux machine and colon. So you see target name also I need to define. Okay, so I'll keep the target name as the same name, keypair this thing. Okay, so this file now should be copied there, hopefully. Okay, failed. What happened? No supported authentication methods available. Public key, blah blah blah. Server sent. Okay, so basically what it is saying is that I am not able to authenticate myself. So I also need to provide this key information -I and that PEM file. Okay, so don't get confused. So first of all, I need to give options, then source file, then destination file. So let's give the option first. Okay, so like we were giving the PSCP, sorry, putty command, right? That file we were defining here, where, like here in the settings, right? We went to authentication here, not here. So let's look into this itself. So it's similar to that. We need to give that authentication. Like here we define that PEM file, right? because the putty is file, right? Exactly that kind of thing you need to give here also. Okay, now because you are going through the PSC, so you need to define the PPK file. So where is that? Minus I and key name, private key file name for authentication. So minus I and key name. So if I define, sorry, what's happening? Minus I and key name dot ppk. If I define ppem, it will not accept. Okay, so this line means I am doing the authentication through this file, and this means this file I am copying to this host, sorry, 10 dot this host. Okay, and this is the destination name I want to keep the same, and login. Okay, so it will still not work because this PEM is not supported file for the PSCP. Okay, so I need to use the PPK file here for the authentication. Okay, so now it should work. Yeah, PEM file we have copied. So this file in our Linux machine, the public subnet with the same name. Okay, if I go to Linux machine again, I will minimize this. So where is my Linux machine? So my Linux machine is this, right? So this is Linux machine I'm connected from my laptop. Okay, so if you look at which folder I'm in right now, I'm in the home folder. So I need to go to EC2 usually. So now if I do the ls minus l, so you will be able to see that file now, which I just copied from Windows machine to this Linux machine, keypair.pem. And if you look here, date and time. So today's date 28th and 11:37. It's like because it's a UK time. So 11:38 now. So 11:37. Now I will try to connect from this machine. You remember SSH to this machine, right? So it will not work, right? So I need to give the input key like you give from the putty file is there, right? So in the command line, you give the same thing with the minus I, yeah, and you give that key name. Okay. It might or might not work. Let's see what happens. Okay, what happens? What is saying now? So he's saying 0664 for key pair farm, key pair 1.pem are to open 06. Look here. You remember it tells you the first whether it's a file or directory. If it's a D, it's a directory. If there's nothing, then it's a file. After that, there are three dots, means three dash, which can be either R, W, X. Okay, read, write, execute. So your first three are your own username. Okay, the second are for the group, and third for the other users, anybody else. So what he is saying actually, this permission 664. So this file, when I did ls minus l for key pair, so this is the permission here right now, rw hyphen and r. So value is this. Okay, so if I write it here somewhere here, right? So permissions for files in Linux. Okay, in Windows it's very simple. You go right click, security tab, read only, write only, full permission, that kind of thing, right? Yes. But Linux slightly different, but concept is same. Please understand. Okay, so it happens like dash dash dash, first three, then second dash dash dash, three dash, then three dash again. Okay, so first one is for own user. Okay, I'll write it here. Okay, for you guys. I don't know if you know it or not. So first three hyphens for own user. Okay, for group anybody else, right? This is what you do. So what is the permission you can give? So read, write, execute. R. So first hyphen is R. Okay. Second hyphen is W. Third hyphen is execute. Okay, and it has a value basically. So read. Okay. W has a value of 2. Okay. So maximum you can 2 plus 1 7. Right. So what is the permission? RW hyphen. So RW hyphen means what is the value? 4 plus 2, 6, right? And the second one is also RW hyphen. So that one will be 6 again. And the third one is the R, read, right? So read has the value of 4. So you see this, you read this line, permission 664. So he's right. So this file has the permission of 664. Is to open. So basically the way this SSH in the Linux work, if you want to use a file to connect to the other device, he says that you should not give permission to anybody else. You should keep permission to yourself, whether you want to give yourself a read only, because you need just a read only. You are not writing in this file, right? Or execute. So either you give read permission to yourself, okay, or maybe read write, or full permission read write execute. So either 6, or you give 4 plus 2 plus 1 7 to yourself and give everybody else 0. Don't give anybody. So that is exactly what it is saying. The permissions are to open. So we will first change the permission for this file. So let me do ls minus l again for you guys. So read write execute for self, read write execute for the groups, and read for the others. This is the permission which is not good as per their terminology. Okay, so I need to change the permission. So command in the changing the permission is the mod basically. Okay, change mod. So what you do here, as I said, there's a value. So read is 4, write is 2, execute is 1. So if you club all together, it becomes 7 maximum. Read write becomes 6, read only becomes 4. So I can give myself 4 also, it will still work. Okay, so let's give it 4, for example, myself 4, because I only need to read this file. Okay, and others I will give 0 0. Okay, and the file name. Now if I do ls minus l, you will see the permission is changed. So myself has read permission and everybody else is no permission. Now if I try to connect with the same command which I gave before, this should now connect. This server net 10.1.1.29. Okay, and if I see the IP address, so I can see that IP address. Okay, now this machine obviously can't go out because it doesn't know how to go out, because it is in the private subnet. It doesn't have any internet gateway. It doesn't have the routing for the default gateway. So it doesn't know how to go out. But yes, it can communicate within that VPC to everybody else. So if I ping to server, for example, 10.1. What is my server name? Server IP address. So 10.1.20, it can ping. Sorry, and 10.1. So I can ping this one. And I can also ping the 10.10. So Windows server. So both servers I am able to ping. Okay. So till this point you are clear, guys? Yeah. So one more thing I want to show you, telnet. By default in the Amazon Linux machine, SSH is enabled. Okay. So even the telnet command may not be there. You see this? Even the telnet command is not there. Okay. Okay, let me show you only one Linux machine, so both are concepts are same. So if I try to telnet from here, okay, first of all, let me see whether I have the telnet command here also. So there's no telnet command. So Windows machine telnet command, you know that how to enable. Probably you might have seen that. If you go to the programs, software, add or remove programs, yeah, you might be able to see it here. Or maybe I don't need to use this. I can use the this putty client also telnet. Okay, telnet here. Okay, 23. Okay. So first of all, let's see. I can. Okay, telnet to this Linux machine from the RDP server. Okay, first of all, let's see that. Okay, so I'm using telnet. I can't. Okay, the reason I can't, because there is no telnet enabled, number one, and I don't know whether telnet in the firewall is also enabled or not. So first let's see the firewall. Okay, so let me go to my AWS console. So you know that, right? So we applied one security group yesterday in the public subnet. Okay, and that public subnet security group, this one. Okay, so inbound rules. Let's see the inbound rules. What inbound rules I have. So I, first of all, I don't have the telnet allowed here, right? So let's edit this one. So what I have allowed here, I have allowed from this security group. Oh, okay. Actually, I don't need to allow the telnet from this security group. I can access anything basically. Okay, so I don't necessarily have to allow the telnet here. So it should work. So it's not working because there is no telnet server running on Linux machine. So let's go to that Linux machine first of all. Okay, so okay, so I am in the now public server Linux machine 10.1.20.70. Okay. Okay, now this is a package. Like in Windows, you have a software's MSI files. So Linux also they work on the concept of all the packages. Okay, so we need to install the telnet daemon package or telnet server package here. Okay, so every Linux machine I'm aware of this one, so I will try to install the Linux telnet server for you. Okay, so one command you can check, system control is a command. Okay, which can tell you what services are you running. Okay, so like if I do grep, like you do the in the Windows, you do the include. So here you do the grep command will tell you, let's say SSH I'm trying to look at. So you see this SSH.service is basically running. Okay, open SSH daemon. So if you see here, so load, loaded, active, and sub is running, and they call this as these packages a unit basically. Okay, these packages, and there's a description here. So what is happening? SSSD, it's saying it's loaded, it's active, and it's running. Okay, but if I try to grab telnet, I don't have anything. So first thing first, I need to install the telnet software in this telnet server software. So command for that is uh, yum is the command for this Linux machine. Okay, and then install. You install in the Linux machine here is start with the yum command, then install the actual package name, but it will not install. I am a very basic user. I am the EC2-user to install the software on this Linux machine, right? Because like in Windows, we don't have the administrative rights. I can't install the packages. Likewise, here I can't install this package. So it is saying this command has to be run with the super user privileges. And super user in the Linux is called the root user. Install the Linux image of the AWS is not enabled. Okay, so there is another command called the sudo, sudo. Okay, and that EC. So if I do sudo group from this EC2 user as the root privileges. Okay, so sudo command I do, and rest of the thing I say exactly same thing which I did previously. So my sudo means through the root user privileges, I am running this command. This command I'm running now. So let's do this. So it will be able to install the package. So what it is saying now, installing telnet server. Okay, this is an repository from the, it is coming from the Amazon Linux, size 38 byte. Do you want to okay, yes or no? I will say yes. So it should be able to install the server. So this is my first step to install the server. Okay, now I will do the same command system control again to see whether my telnet is there or not. So it is not yet. Okay, so in the system control, if you do system control options, you can give minus help basically. Okay, help. So where is it going? System running. You remember I said they call the packages here, the services running as a unit in this Linux system. Okay, system control. Okay, I'll do this one. Okay, I actually, what is the command I run? Am I running sys control or am I running system control? There are two different commands. Yeah, system control. Okay, sudo. So with the super user privileges, I'm running this command now. Okay, control. So it's giving slightly different information. So you see here. Yeah, first of all, let's see if the nothing it is showing, right? And let's see the help on this one. So environment. Okay, actually there is an option, I don't know why it's not coming here, where you can, what units are system commands, blah blah blah, and show environment, list unit files. Okay, okay, so this is the command actually, system control list unit files. So, okay, so here so sudo command with the system control, actually command is just system control. This is only giving me the privilege to run this command. Okay, so system control command with the list unit files option. So as I said, they are called the unit files, basically packages, basically once they get installed, right? So I'm just trying to see the telnet information. It is saying telnet either service or socket, it is saying disabled. So it is not active. If you see SSH for example, so SSH service, no sorry, SST service here is enabled. Okay, so I need to enable this service. So let's see if I can enable telnet service. So system command is same, system control, system CTL start, and that telnet service name. I think either of these two should work, either this or this. Okay, let me see if this works or not. Okay, what I'm doing, come on. This is the problem. Let's restart. There again. Okay, that is not that great. I don't know why. I need to check it. And it's working fine. So what's happening with this guy? Oh, again and again. Restart. Oh man. Why it is, am I uh saying authenticating? Okay, something is wrong. So let me try to connect from this server, RDP server. Okay, and let's see if that works or not. Okay, so this is a 10.1.270. So let me try to connect new session, and let me see authentication is there or not, credentials. So let's me give the ppk file first, and let's try to connect 10.1.20.70. So I'm there. Okay, hopefully this might work. Yeah, it is there. Okay, so we have to enable the telnet. So I'm in the same machine again. Okay, but from different source now connected. So what was the command? System control, system ctl, and list. Okay, and I was looking at the telnet. Try to enable this service if I can. So command is same, system control, and I am saying start this service. Let's say if it starts, okay, that will not start because that's not a service for them. Okay, so I will say telnet thing we need to enable. Come on. Okay, let's see. So this is now enabled. Let me just double check whether it is enabled or not. So I go again, list unit files, and grab telnet again. So this time, what? Okay. What's happening? So it is listening on port. Oh, yeah, it is listening 23 now. Yeah, it is listening 23. TCP 3. Sorry, TCP. Okay, let me see if I can connect this server as a telnet now. Telnet, other telnet. Okay, 10.1.20. No, actually not. So it is listening only on the port, sorry, IP version 6, not IP version 4. That's why. So what wrong am I doing here? So I have installed the telnet client, and I have tried to start this socket. What the hell? Failed to start telnet. Unit name is missing the instance name. See system logs and system detail. Unit name telnet. Okay. Or am I giving the wrong command? Say I give it telnet server. Okay, that's not a command. Telnet d. Telnet. Oh, actually, that is the command which I was giving. I'm giving the right thing, but it is not accepting for some reason. Let me telnet sudo. Okay, let me first check whether it is installed. It is installed actually. Sudo uh, yum install telnet. So the telnet is not there. So telnet server is the right thing, which I did previously as well. So nothing to do because I have already installed this one. Okay, let's remove this first. Okay, one more time. Install, instead of install, I'll say remove. I'm removing this package now. So yes, I'll remove. So if now I see the system control and grep telnet, so telnet will be gone. So that's gone. So that's a good thing. Let's try netstat command and see port 23. So port 23 is gone now. From the IP version 6 also it's gone. Okay. Okay. So let's one more time install this package. Okay, and see what happens. Yes, net server is installed, which is good. If I see the netstat minus more first of all, so it's not running, right? Version 6 also. Previously it was showing the IP version 6, right? So first let's see whether we have the this package installed or not. So unit files. So we will say sudo system control list unit files grep telnet. It will show me it is installed. Okay, now I will again start this thing. Okay, sudo system control start telnet socket. So it doesn't give me any error message, so that means it's starting, right? So netstat minus na. So TCP version 6, it is something is wrong somewhere. I don't know why. It should work because I have done this before. For some reason it is playing up. Yeah, it is playing up, man. It is playing up. It because it is enabling on the IP version 6. Okay, and what is this 323 means? Was it before 323? Yeah, it was always there, right? 323. 323 is not something I'm looking for. So it's listening on the IP version 6. Okay, and what is the IP version 6 IP address? Okay, so let's see the IP if config. So this is my inet. Okay, let's first try to connect this. Okay, putty again. Telnet and 10.1 dot machine first of all. No, it does not. Okay. So okay, first of all, let me see. I can locally log in on localhost. Okay, so I am getting the prompt user. Oh, okay. EC2 user will not work anyway, so that's fine. So at least I am getting a prompt here, right? So definitely telnet is, for some reason it is listening on the uh, it is actually not showing me. Come on, come out. Why is not coming out? So 3 times if you give wrong, it will come out. Yeah. So let me see if IP version 6 it accepts or not. I doubt it will accept IP version 6 IP. It accepts only the PuTTY will accept only IP version 4 IP. Actually, it is accepting, looks like. Okay. Hmm. Shall I? Okay. Let me try. Let me try to give 23 here. Okay. Add rule. So let me give the telnet here. Okay. So where's the telnet thing here? So we know the telnet port, right? 23, and from let's say anywhere. Okay. And I say save rule. So my rule is there. Okay. Whether it is, I doubt whether it's related to that, but still, some reason it is not working. Okay, let me telnet from my laptop to this public IP address. Okay, what is public IP address? This Linux machine, laptop. was not listening. Okay, there is some reason it's not happening. I tried this before. It here it's not showing that it's listening at all on the, maybe I am giving, I don't think I'm giving the telnet.socket. That is the right command basically. Telnet. Actually, telnet.service. What is this telnet.service? Okay. Failed to start telnet service. Okay. Telnet @dot service. Okay. Failed to start telnet service. Unit name telnet is missing the instance name. See all of okay. Okay, fine. So this is not working. We'll see this at other time. Okay, so this is not our objective anyways. So this is just a application. For some reason it is not accepting, but it should ideally have worked. Okay, this way. IP version 6 it is accepting. I can see that. I can also see that prompt is coming, but it is for some reason it's not coming on the. Or is there anything in the system control? Stop. Last try. Okay. Telnet socket. Okay, so I'm giving the right command. I'm doing the sudo and system control, or maybe there's another command by the way, sys control. Oh no, sys control cannot start blah blah blah. Okay, what is the other command? So system control is definitely service. Okay, I think, okay, instead of system control, let's get the service command. I think service is probably might work. Okay, there's a service. Okay, service that works. The service command supports only basic. What? Try to reload. So what? The basic extension. That's what exactly I'm doing. Sudo service help. So it says service name and command full stay. So service name is telnet.socket, for example. Okay, and status or force reload. Okay, status. Okay, what it is saying status, it is saying that activation socket disabled and listening on telnet socket. It is saying that it is listening. Closed. Okay, listening के बाद close भी कर रहा है. Okay, and it is saying that listening on the IP version 6 for some reason, and it's inactive. Okay, and you see that it's a redirecting to that command only, system control. So system control actually was the correct command which we were giving before, because that's the latest command. Okay. To the VPC peering now. So VPC peering means we are going to create another VPC. Okay, and we will try to do the inter VPC communication. Okay, so we'll take this same diagram in the next page now. Okay, just copy this file, copy and paste it here. Okay, so let's name this as server EC2 instance creations. इसको ऐसा नाम देते हैं तो Oh, it's actually here. So इसको थोड़ा okay, इसी screen से. So this file I will say as multiple VPC. Okay. Now, so I am just removing this text for now. Okay, and I will make it as a little bit small, or maybe I can create another VPC here. Okay, so let's do first thing first. Okay, so another VPC here. Okay, and this is my second VPC, by the way. So let's put it here so that we have enough space for the diagrams. Oh, okay, I forgot to ask, are you able to hear me, or you're with me, right? Or just I'm talking?
No, we can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
So
we
far,
have.
okay. Okay, so let me just internet gateway. So because the gateway generally it is on the border of that VPC. Okay, so I'll just put it here only so that we know what we're doing, and I'll put it as internet here. Okay, so second VPC we are creating now. Okay, and we will name this VPC something. Okay, so first VPC was in the prod. We are still in the prod side of the account. So let's call it VPC 2. Okay, and a new CIDR range we'll give it to, and we'll give it as 10.2.0 something. Okay, VPC ID we don't know yet. So let's take this and what we did yesterday. So it's a good thing what we are doing, right? So we go to VPC section. Okay, so currently we have only one VPC and one 10.1.0 CIDR. Okay, so let's create another VPC and name it as WebProd VPC 2. Okay, and I will IPv4 only. CIDR we have seen, we are going to give it 10.2.16. Okay, no IPv6 I'm giving. Tenancy I'm keeping in default. Let's create this very basic step of creating a VPC. It's a very simple step. So it's been created. Okay, so if VPC which is 10.2.0. okay, routing table attached to this VPC, there is no ACL, nothing is there. Okay, it's a very blank VPC right now. Okay, and it says whether it's a default VPC, no, yes, no. You know that when we create our account, always there will be one default VPC created. Okay, that will be always no, always yes here. Okay, we don't use that VPC because environment we don't use that. Okay, let's paste in our this thing diagram. So ID. Okay, I can copy from here also, by the way. So let's, I don't need to do this, but I'm just doing for reference because you never know, you might require this. Okay, so here what I will do, I will create just one subnet. Okay, one private subnet, one public subnet. Okay, because yesterday we created 3, you can create 3, you should create generally 3. So let's create one public and one private subnet. Okay, so internet gateway internet, I will just put in the diagram here. Okay, right, so let's create the subnet. So subnet name yesterday like we created, exactly in the same fashion we can create. We'll just put the different name. Okay, sorry, I'm doing the wrong thing, so I need to give this one. So subnet. Okay, before I do this, let me just copy this information to this diagram on the other side of this. Okay, so I am creating one public and one private subnet. Okay, and I'll change the name. Okay, and I'll say one I will name as public subnet 1. Yeah, AZ dot 2.10.0/20 public subnet 1. And okay, instance name we will see later on. Okay, I will instance we will create in a minute. Okay, I'll just put this thing here. Okay, second one we are going to web prod VPC2 again creating, and we'll say 10.2.1. Private subnet server name will come later on. Okay, when we create it. So first thing first. So first thing we need to create the subnet. Two subnets we are going to create. Okay, so both we are creating in the availability zone 1. Okay, so right now we have six subnets in total. So previous thing. So this is why the names are important. Okay, the will grow, your objects, your resources will grow. It will be very difficult to pinpoint where you're looking information, right? Eventually you will find it, but you need to have that record, and it's always good to have good practice to name correctly here. Okay, itself. So let's create a subnet. Okay, this subnet I am going to attach with the VPC2, correct? And VPC CIDR has already come, so I need to assign this subnet from that range only. Okay, I'll try wrong and see what happens. So subnet name, first of all, web prod VPC2 public subnet 1. Availability zone, as I said, let's create an availability zone 1, for example. Okay, and CIDR to VP CIDR and IP subnet. So we said for public subnet 10 to 10 something, yeah, 10.2.10./24. Okay, that's it, and I can create another subnet right away. Okay, let me do a wrong. So I am saying 10.3 for example, or 10.1, which was the previous one. What happened? It will give me error message because this IP address of subnet doesn't belong to this CIDR. So this IP address of the subnet must be from the same CIDR where the VPC is sitting. Okay, so I will give it 10 2. Okay, now it will create. So see, this subnet is created. Okay, so I will create another subnet. Sorry, which one I created? I created public subnet, right? Public subnet. So let me create a private subnet also. So same VPC2. This time I will say subnet 1 and availability zone 2.1.0, that's T4, 10.2.1.0, and this one. All right, so name is this, and I'll create the subnet. So what we have done here, so we have got, refresh, so we got 8 subnets in total, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So VPC2 we got 2 subnets. Okay, so if we look at our diagram here, so we got this subnet and this subnet. So these two things we have done. Now very important point is for the internet gateway, right? As you go out to the internet, you should have your, otherwise you can't go out in the internet. But in the actual practical world, this is not how they deploy their setup, because you don't want to create, there will be thousands of VPCs basically in the big accounts, right? So you don't want to create the thousands of internet gateway. So what they do is basically they create like your data center kind of environment, right? You have a exit or the egress or whatever, the border firewall kind of things, right? Edge firewall, that's what you create, and that firewall goes out via the one internet gateway, right? So you come to all VPCs. So that VPC of that where that firewall is sitting, we can call it as a transit VPC, or we can call it as a shared VPC, or something like that. So you need to give that proper name as per your company's standard, like you do the data center. So you create one internet gateway. So all people from all VPCs will come. Firewall will take you out. So just one and you go out. So you don't create the multiple. We will create, we are not doing the firewalling thing right now here. So we will create the internet gateway so that this VPC, this the server can go out. All right. What are we going to do now? So first of all, we want to see whether we can. Okay, there is no instance. So let's create the instance first. Okay.